and welcome back to another episode of Be Encouraged Moments. Oh my gosh, I know we say this on every video, but in our minds it doesn't get old. We are so grateful that you guys are here. This is such a fun thing to do. We love it. So that's basically, that's it. Today I want to be talking about curiosity. I want to talk about living a life full of wonder and curiosity. I know that sounds a little strange, but what I'm getting at with this idea is I know you've all had that moment of being able to see a child, whether it's your own or someone else's, have that moment of curiosity enlighten them, and that just that awe, that pure joy that you see on their face as that curiosity becomes knowledge that they've just learned and a memory that is now filed into their memory bank. And the reason I use a child as an example is because I think we see it more often with them, because everything in life is new and everything is wonderful and full of wonderful creativity. Now, there's a couple different ways I could go with this particular subject matter. There's the curiosity aspect of challenging yourself to learn something new, which absolutely is part of this. But it's the awe and the wonder that comes out of that learning. So I had to course, because you guys know me, this is what I do. I go and I look up the definitions of words and I figure out what they mean, and then I try to tie them together with other words, because that's my curiosity and my awe and my wonder.
Yes.
So I looked up the word curiosity, or curious, to see what the definition for that was. And the actual definition is eager to know or learn. And I love that they use the fact eager right in the definition, because it's that eagerness.
Yeah.
The second definition for it, because you always have different kind of variations of words, was strange or unusual, which that I really love, because isn't knowledge, gaining knowledge is exactly that. You're learning something that is unusual, unique, or strange to you because you've never gained that knowledge before. Out of curiosity, out of pushing our boundaries and our comfort zones, we're able to, like I said, have that experience of just pure wonder. That kind of wonder, like I said in the beginning, that you experience, like a child experiences on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
I know on the podcast, we went a little deeper into some stories of some explanations of those moments of awe and wonder. So if you haven't listened to our podcast, I encourage you to go check out our podcast, Brave Enough, and you can hear some of the fun stories that Jan and I retell about even our pets experiencing awe and wonder, and then also Marley, my daughter, experiencing awe and wonder. Now, what this is for me is I want to challenge you, especially as we're getting ready to enter into the holiday season, and there's all kinds of things to find awe and wonder in. I want to challenge you to take that time to go a little deeper. I want to challenge you to be curious. I want to challenge you to push your curiosity so that you can find that pure awe and pure wonder. On the podcast, I use the example of Alice in Wonderland, because from that show, the quote, "Curiouser and Curiouser," came from that. And if you didn't think I was obsessed before, you might now. This is actually my work computer at work. It says "Curiouser and Curiouser" on there because it's a constant reminder for me to constantly seek out the unusual, the strange, the unknown, and to allow myself to learn something new, to find awe and wonder and that ability to learn and to grow. And Jan brought up on the podcast, and I'll let her dive into it here a little bit, but what a great challenge to go deeper with our faith, to be curious about our faith.
Yeah, I was, many years, I was brought up in the church. So, and I, knew I had to read my Bible and pray. Prayer came easy to me, but reading the Bible did not. I wasn't getting into it. It just wasn't. And then I went through some really tough things, which caused me to relook at some things. And so there's so many versions of Bibles, and I encourage you to find the right version for you. I just recently got the Passion Translation, and it is amazing. And it's just sparked, it just sparked in me a desire and a wonder, an awe, a curiosity of what is God going to do next? What can he do that I don't know, that I've never seen in Scripture? And I know some of you have done that, where it's like, wow, don't remember reading that before or in that text. And I know sometimes going through different seasons of our lives, we can come into those places where we're reading and they mean something completely different, which is so cool. So that awe and wonder of digging into our faith and knowing who God is, that's an exciting time. And I encourage you to also do that. We have, checking out our kids and their excitement on Christmas morning or Thanksgiving or whatever the case, their birthdays and their excitement there, or like Larissa said, our dogs. But let's pull God into it. Can we have a time of curiosity with God?
Well, yeah, and it's so much more. I mean, faith is like the definition of curiosity, because it can be what you want it to be in the way that, I mean, that's kind of weird what I'm trying to say, but I mean, it's such a wonderful thing. And I think faith is so filled with awe and so filled with wonder. And whether it's the prayer side of it or the scripture side of it, or maybe it's just wanting to understand the lectionary better, I think there's so many opportunities for you to build a stronger, deeper relationship, not only with God, but with yourself, with God. Mm-hmm. So there's so many angles to that. And so it's just such a great thing. So I love curiosity. I love asking questions. I love going deeper. I think you'll notice that theme in a lot of these videos. And so I just thought we need to talk about that, specifically that. And it's interesting because Jan emphasized the word spark, because I was not planned on the podcast. We realized that she had used the word spark. And I actually had come across a quote that I really, really loved. And it was, curiosity is the spark behind the spark of every great idea. The future belongs to the curious.
Isn't that great? I love that. I
think that's so good, and I think that's such a great note to end on. We love that you guys are here on these videos with us. We hope that you're sharing them with other people, and maybe you're getting a little something out of these. Let your curiosity go deeper with whatever you're curious about.
There you go.
It's curiouser and curiouser.
Yes.
As always, we're just grateful that you're here, and we can't wait to talk to you on the next one. So thank you, as always, for joining us for our Be Encouraged moments.